Nothing says you care like crypto.
So, guys, this is definitely the death of an industry. The Game Awards just aired. Some of you probably watched it, many of you probably did not. I absolutely didn't watch this piece of trash. And it was the usual suspects. Of course, Astrobot won Game of the Year. They chose something very safe. Stellar Blade did not get the recognition that it deserved. And they pushed more woke garbage. One of the things that they showed off was The Witcher 4, which is a very, very important and popular franchise. And they revealed that the next game will sideline the main character, Geralt, instead choosing to go all girl power and have Ciri take the lead. Ciri was introduced as a very not so feminine character in this game. They completely changed her, give her a very masculine look and uglified her. And this represents a total shift from what the company has delivered before, but it is in line with the modern audience that is being pushed upon us. This is going to destroy the company. This is going to destroy CD Projekt Red because they are no longer making games for the player. They are making games for BlackRock, for Vanguard, for State Street, these investment firms that are pushing DEI and then giving them boatloads of cash to do it, while they're attempting to then double dip and have the player also supplement their company's bottom line. And it's not happening because go woke, go broke. Today's video actually comes from Minimal Effort Live. His channel will be linked in the description so that you can go check him out and support him. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of them choosing to sideline the main character and then introduce an uglified version of a beloved character and now making her masculine at that. Also, guys, do not forget that I actually just launched something very special for you. I've created a brand new space called Angry Guys Arcade, and it's where gamers and freedom seekers come to level up. Free members get gaming news, sneak peeks, and polls. Paid premium members get exclusive posts, gaming deals, early access, and even direct tips from me, Angry Guy. Don't wait. Opportunities like this don't stick around forever. Click the link in the description and join Angry Guys Arcade now before you're left behind. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
All right, guys, the Game Awards 2024 is in the books. It's all wrapped up. And of course, there was some unbelievable cringe that we'll have to get into in the next few videos here. Piles and piles of cringe, just some of these upcoming games that I cannot believe are still being made despite the failures we've seen in 2024. So we saw recently that the actor for Geralt, the voice actor for Geralt from the Witcher games, basically got into some hot water with CD Projekt Red because he said essentially that he would not be the main character in the game. And then of course he had to say, I don't know how true it is, I went off a rumor. So essentially what happened was he claimed that Geralt would be part of the next game, but that the story would not be about him this time. Now, to be fair, anybody who has played through The Witcher 3, you kind of suspect that his story is kind of coming to an end. It's not a big shock that they're going to move forward with Cirilla as the main character. I have an issue with the fact that she's not truly a Witcher, so it doesn't really make sense to call it a Witcher game and have her as the lead, but you know what? She can operate as a Witcher. She's plenty powerful. There's no question there. So hey, whatever, that's fine. And of course, we did see a trailer revealed featuring Ciri as the protagonist. So again, these kind of things all work the way we would expect them to. The problem is a lot of people are having issues with the physical appearance of Ciri in these games. And to be honest, it's concerning. It is definitely something like, I'm not going to go freak out and say, oh my God, they turned her into a man. No, this is not one of these traditional DEI wokeness conversations in regards to her appearance. It's just strange, the noticeable difference between Witcher 3 and Witcher 4. So Endymion says here on Twitter, CD Projekt Red has completely been hit with the DEI ugly stick. What the F is this Ciri, and her voice actor is different too. That I didn't realize. I'm watching this live right now and I'm not thrilled, I'm sad. And you can see this is Cirilla. She looks fine. If this was any other, motion capture model, any other actress, and they were using her likeness, I would say this is a perfectly nice looking woman. There's no problem there. The issue is this does not match what we have seen of Cirilla from the games. So of course, This Sweet Babes Incoming account on Twitter says, FU CDPR, what the F is wrong with Siri's new DEI design? Left, right is from NetEase's Siri design, what the F? And you can again see here the hyper photorealistic Cirilla versus NetEase. I guess this is a skin from one of their games, again, a Chinese developer, so take that for what it is. Archcast also using the same character skin, saying Siri from Asia and Siri from Europe. It's truly a mystery why the mobile market is outselling AAA games these days.
So, I mean, guys, it is absolutely bad. This is 100% the death of the gaming industry. We are going to see a collapse like the one that occurred in the 1980s. There is no way that this DEI garbage is going away anytime soon. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. It's because it can't. This game is not going to come out for a while. Witcher 4 is not coming out for a while. So The Witcher 3, which is beloved by many, considered to be one of the best games ever created, came out back in 2015. 2015. So that's almost 10 years ago. It's unbelievable. It came out on May 18th, 2015. Now, when you consider how these games are developed, it's very likely that planning for The Witcher 4 may have even started before then. So this is a game, The Witcher 4, that has likely been in development for around 10 years, even with pre-planning and so forth. So it took them 10 years to get this game together, get this game ready, and it may not even come out in 2025. It may come out in actually 2026, 2027. It may be a while. Hell, by the time it finally comes out, it may even be around 13 to 15 years. But it's going to be at least 10 years since they likely started the actual planning for the game and development. The DEI in these games cannot go away because these games have been in development for so long, they don't have anything else. They would be starting over from the beginning and losing tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars poured into the development of these games. Guys, if you think you've missed the boat on Bitcoin, think again. The crypto world is exploding with new opportunities. And while Bitcoin has already made its millionaires, there's still a chance for you to get in early on the next big wave. I've put together an exclusive guide on 4 altcoins that could change the game and change your financial future. These aren't just hype coins. These are real projects with groundbreaking technology and massive upside potential. This is your chance to get in before they hit the mainstream. But listen, crypto isn't just about getting rich, it's about freedom. Freedom from traditional banks, freedom from government-controlled money, and freedom to take back control of your life. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy. When you join the academy, you'll learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, how to buy, sell, and trade the right way, how to spot the coins that can truly take off, and how to use crypto to achieve real economic freedom. And here's the best part. When you subscribe, you'll get a free copy of my Crypto Blueprint. This is packed with valuable tips and strategies to help you get started, and it's yours just for joining. The link is in the description below. Don't wait around and miss another opportunity like Bitcoin. Those who act now will be the ones who win big. So if you're ready to take back control of your finances and start your journey to freedom, join Angry's Crypto Academy today. Let's make it happen. If The Witcher 4 fails, if it does not sell well, guess what's going to end up happening? The company is going to take a massive hit. CD Projekt Red, while it is a publicly traded company, it is not a company that is even in the same league as Ubisoft. And Ubisoft is absolutely dying right now. This is one of the reasons why I tell you guys to back your games up. Like, GOG is an amazing amazing service, and that where you can get even new games now, and you get them DRM free. You can download the installers, and you can save them to an external hard drive, whatever. But GOG, good old games, is also owned by CD Projekt Red, the company that created The Witcher, that has gone woke. And we have to be so careful, because these companies can start shutting down because of the stupid decisions they are making. Because right now, gamers are not messing around. Okay? YouTubers are controlling the industry. They are controlling the narrative right now because no one trusts gaming journalists anymore. I have completely blocked. When I say blocked, I mean I have completely blocked IGN and these other mainstream media sites. I don't get my news from them anymore. Guys, we are heading towards a social collapse, a major social crisis. You need to be prepared for it. Okay? You need to be prepared for when hell on earth breaks loose. This whole thing with Luigi M, the guy I'm talking about who Control-Alt-Deleted the CEO of United Healthcare. Guys, this is like the beginning of the storm. Hell on earth is coming. All right, it's going to hit us on all ends. Social collapses. It's going to be groups of people in society collapse, not society in and of itself. Food, the price of food is only going to continue skyrocketing. All right, price of rent, the skyrocketing, value of money rapidly declining. It's going to be hell on earth. That's why I keep on telling y'all, prepare. There are some people who are constantly attacking me because I'm trying to teach you guys about crypto. Let me tell you something, guys. When hell breaks loose, you can't get money from the banks. The only way to survive will be with crypto. It will be just like Venezuela. Donald Trump is building a national strategic reserve of Bitcoin, 1 million Bitcoins, $1 trillion in Bitcoin. Do not be stupid. It's going to serve as a reserve currency. All of the idiots right now saying that hold gold, diversify. But what are you going to do with gold when everything goes to hell? You cannot spend that money. You cannot take gold to the grocery store and try to spend it there. Okay? You're going to be sitting at home and feeling like an absolute idiot because you can't do anything. All right? And that's when you become delusional and stupid. Oh, this is not how it's supposed to be, and blah, 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 blah. For the first 48 hours, you'll feel good. You're like, oh, I've got some food. But then once the food starts to run out and you don't know what to do, what are you going to do? You're going to start to realize you messed up. You're sitting there trying to protect your gold and silver. What are you going to do? If you have to leave your home and travel, what are you going to do? Carry your gold and silver with you? Like, a lot of you guys are not using your heads. If I have to leave my home, my crypto comes with me. My crypto is secure. It is stored in my wallet. I have a key, a seed for my wallet that I can memorize if I need to, and I can recover that from anywhere in the world. If there is an internet connection, I can recover it. I can lose everything I own. I can leave behind everything I own and still go anywhere, and I have money. My money follows me. My decentralized bank account follows me. The financial world is transforming at light speed, and the opportunity to build life-changing wealth is vanishing fast. Bitcoin has skyrocketed past $90,000, past $100,000, already out of reach for most people. But there's one specific cryptocurrency still poised to explode 100 times or even 1,000 times in the coming bull run. This is your chance to act before the masses catch on. With Donald Trump confirming a $1 trillion U.S. investment in cryptocurrency as a national wealth reserve, you can't afford to ignore this moment. At Angry's Crypto Academy, we'll teach you everything you need to know, from buying and selling cryptocurrency anonymously to creating a decentralized bank account. Even if you know nothing about crypto, we'll guide you every step of the way. The clock is ticking, and this cryptocurrency won't stay under the radar for long. Don't miss your chance. Join Angry's Crypto Academy today and uncover the one crypto that could make you rich. Click the link in the description of the video to get started.
And Nuclear Winter down here points out it feels really weird. Some scenes look on point, others look like a potato. Feels like 4 different people made the character. And I think that this is something that we have seen before with Unreal Engine 5. And so I put this tweet out here and I said, what a lot of people are reacting to regarding Cirilla in the Witcher 4 trailer is the same thing many people experienced in regards to the difference between Hellblade 1 and Hellblade 2. Now, I loved Hellblade 1. I thought Hellblade was a fantastic game. I played it like 3 years after it came out. I didn't even think to play it until I saw it on Game Pass. And it was fantastic. The story, fantastic. Wonderful game. The acting was top notch. And of course, yeah, it's a walking simulator, but the story was good enough I didn't mind, right? The second game was beyond awful. Boring, cringe, girl boss crap. So I said on here, obviously Senua's Saga had a much weaker story than Senua's Sacrifice and definitely leaned into some cringe girl bossery in the story, but the switch from Unreal Engine 4 to 5 between games definitely led to some rather Uncanny Valley-esque moments in the game. And this is something people were pointing out with the photo capture feature in Hellblade 2 was that many times Senua looked frightening. I mean, absolutely unbelievably frightening, or like something out of a nightmare. And a lot of the reason for this is due to the hyper-realism of Unreal Engine 5. And I think, unfortunately, for how fantastic the tools are for developers, sometimes they don't know how to tone it back to where we hit that uncanny valley where it's like, it looks real, but there's something that's just a little off, right? A little disturbing. I said it's fairly easy to see that CD Projekt Red switching from their own Red engine to Unreal Engine 5 is likely the cause of some of the criticism. Cirilla was already a grown woman in Wild Hunt, so it doesn't make much sense for her to look drastically different in the next game. And again, that's a big part of it, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, she's like way older now. Okay, she was roughly around the age of 21 in Wild Hunt. There's no reason for her to look significantly older unless we're going jumping 30, 40 years into the future, which would make her in her 50s or 60s. And again, she is not a Witcher, so she's not going to have that long life unless, again, I don't know how her half-elven blood works and all that other crap. Who knows? There's a lot more to it than just that, obviously. And I said that doesn't even begin to address the issues with calling Ciri a Witcher, as she was too old to begin the trials and could certainly never be able to survive ingesting the potions that Witchers use to hunt their prey.
So, basically, the drive continues to replace men. To basically replace men with Transformers, robots in disguise, and to replace men with very masculine, angry women. They took Ciri, a character that had some femininity, some soft features to her still, and they transformed her into something that would make Xena the warrior princess look like a girly girl. I am being so honest. Like, the modern day audience woman is just so different from even like the badass warrior girls that we had back in the old days. Like, everything has just completely changed. Like, Lara Croft was such a badass in the old days. Now she's a weepy, masculinized version of herself that is constantly crying and, in a same gender relationship. And it's insane what has happened here. And of course, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her choice, but it's just like, that's not who Lara Croft is. They've completely changed her. They've turned her into Larry Croft. Look at what they've done to Ciri. And it's not because of the Unreal Engine why these characters are so ugly. It is 100% because of the choices that the developers are making to make the characters look ugly, to make the faces look ugly. This is not the Unreal Engine. We're constantly like, oh, it's because it's hyper-realistic. No, that's not why this is happening. They are deliberately choosing to make the characters look uglier. Okay? This is a part of Microsoft's direction. Even Unreal, the developers of the Unreal Engine basically say you should aim to create characters that look more that are not beautiful and necessarily, and look more like realistic women and realistic, that are basically, it's diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is something that they push in their training materials that I've talked about. This is something that Xbox pushes. They don't want you making beautiful characters. They don't want beautiful women in games anymore. They don't want masculine men in games anymore. They have a specific agenda that they're pushing and that they tell developers that they should adhere to. And while they don't make it mandatory, there are consequences if you do not play ball. Okay? This is how they operate. These are all BlackRock puppets. These are all Vanguard puppets. These are all State Street puppets. All right, that are focusing on, I believe it's the ESG score, environmental garbage. Where we're a company that's about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So it ensures that we get a higher score and we get more access to investment funds. These companies have, for we didn't realize it, but for the last decade, they have not been making games for the consumer. They have been making games for investment firms that will give them money, that will give them hundreds of millions of dollars to develop these games. Because you have to remember, when it comes to developing games, there are two entities that are usually involved, especially in the past, and even now, more often than not. The person who develops the game and the person that publishes the game, or the people that publish the game, are not one and the same. The developer is basically the studio that has the designers, the programmers, these people that actually make the game itself. However, the people that pay for the game to be made is known as the publisher. Now, sometimes the designer, the developer, and the publisher are the same, but very often, more often than not, they are not the same. So the publisher is directing them to create this specific title, to create this specific look. That's why you have games made by a specific developer, but they are published by Sony. They are published by PlayStation. Okay? They're the ones who paid for the game to be made. Hence, that's why they have the exclusive rights to distribute the game. Of course, it's not always 100% the case. In other words, sometimes they'll work with a publisher to localize a game, bring a game to a specific region, because there's a lot of things that have to be done, like distribution. How are you going to distribute physical copies of this game? How are you going to do this? So they'll work with a specific company that will help to localize the game in a variety of regions around the world, and they'll simplify that process. But that doesn't mean that that publisher owns the game. But in many cases, the publisher does own the game. The publisher is the one who paid for that game to be developed. They're the ones who own the rights to the game, and the studio just developed that game. And this is what we're basically seeing here, where these developers are developing these ugly, disgusting games that no one wants, and they don't really care. They don't really care at all what they put out there, because they are not developing games for us as the consumer. They are developing games for basically the investment firms. The investment firms have become modern day publishers, and they try to hide behind it, but that's really who they are. So many studios that used to publish their own games, they're not really the publisher anymore, in the sense that they're funding the titles, because they're not funding these titles. The DEI initiative is funding them. The modern day audience is funding them, and the modern day audience is really just code for Blackstone, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, these investment firms that are, heavily invested in pushing a message. And of course, guys, one of the largest audiences that they are targeting is not even adults. They're targeting children, because they know that children are playing these games, and they are using these games to indoctrinate the next generation and, spread the woke mind virus to them. We're falling apart as a society. People are reaching their breaking point, right now. Just like I said, that kid who basically Control Alt deleted, the United Healthcare CEO, Luigi. He had basically, in his manifesto, he talked about the DEI initiatives. He talked about all that garbage. I'm not justifying anything that happened, but I'm basically pointing out people are mentally breaking down, psychologically breaking down. And that was the intention for pushing this stuff. Because when people are completely messed up, they can no longer fight back. Like, everyone is just at a point where we are now kind of like so mentally traumatized and wrecked that people are just letting the worst and craziest things happen around them, because you're now, it's like your brain is mush. You can't handle, you're just trying to survive. And you just have to kind of sit back and let let these companies do whatever the hell they want, because it's like you have every other thing happening around you and you're just trying to keep your head above water. This is the world. This is the world that's been given to us. This is the reality that has been created for us, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. No one wants this crap. It is beyond sickening. Guys, we're heading into 2025 with like nightmare scenario. Like, this is bad stuff, bad juju. It's going to be chaos and anarchy out in those streets. It's going to be hell on earth out in those streets. I always tell you, stay off the streets and stay off the church, because the streets lead to the church and the church leads to the streets. All right? Avoid both. It's going to be a massive breakdown. Okay? Guys, there's going to be no liquidity. Guys, the banks are going to start holding your funds. Guys, the same thing. It's going to be worse than what happened during the Great Recession, where you go to the ATMs and they wouldn't let you take out more than $100 or a couple $100s at a time. You could only go to, like, certain ATMs. It was only like $50 withdrawals, like $50 and $50 withdrawals. It was crazy. Crazy. Like, it's going to be on the same level as Greece, if not worse. Many ATMs will not be operating. You're going to see people lined up, just like during the events of 2020, where you had people lined up at ATMs, and those are only going to be the ones that are functional, because many ATMs are not going to be working. Many ATMs are going to be closed, just like back in 2020. That was just a preview of the nightmare that's coming. You won't be able to get any money out of the bank. You're going to be it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell on earth. That's why I keep telling you to prepare. And there are people who don't want me to talk about it. There are people who are trying to stop me from talking about it because they want you to be enslaved to the system. They don't like, or they are downright insecure, so they want you to go down with them. And then you guys are going to remember me. You guys are going to remember, oh, Uncle Angry said these things. Where's Uncle Angry now? You won't be able to reach me anymore. You won't even have it. A lot of y'all won't even have connections to the web, because it's not because the internet goes out. Your phone is gonna get cut off. You will not have any way of paying your phone bill. It's going to be hell out there. Hell. Let me ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto, so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom. It's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
And again, this is another thing we see in the trailer. She's taking the potions that Witchers take to enhance her vision, hearing, all these things, reflexes, immunities, all that sort of stuff. And that creates a high toxicity level among, obviously the anatomy of the character that you're playing, right? So, you can poison yourself if you overdose on the potions you're taking. But she's a human. She doesn't have the mutated genetics, so it doesn't make sense for her to be able to take that and not get sick or die. There also exists the issue with CDPR as a whole, a company who has delved heavily into sexist recruitment practices and is massively invested in pushing the DEI agenda. This doesn't mean this game will be woke or not fantastic to play, it just means that many of us will watch and see before we hand over our money. And again, I think this goes back to a lot of what we've seen with people associated with CD Projekt Red, mocking gamers over their concern that we're going to get a DEI agenda push in this game. And of course, don't even go any further than CD Projekt Red's own website to see all the pride crap and all the DEI initiatives that they've pushed so heavily as a company, going all the way from their pride celebrations to their girls in gaming recruitment, where they're trying to get girls to come be interns and they don't want anybody who's a man to, apply. Their diversity charter they signed over in Poland. This whole thing is just one layer of wokeness on top of another. And it's unfortunate because this is a studio that used to be cherished and loved by the gaming community, even through this scenario where they had the poor launch of 2077. People still wanted to love this company despite all the bugs and flaws that game launched with.
These games are just nothing more than vehicles to further extend the woke mind virus, to further spread the woke mind virus, spread DEI. Because that's all that they are. That's all that it is. And it's absolutely terrible. Sony is in the they're in the process of purchasing the developer of Elden Ring, as well as and basically this company doesn't just make Elden Ring and a bunch of other games. They also have a massive stake in the anime industry. And if Sony acquires this company, they will have a complete monopoly on games. So many of my favorite series like Jobless Reincarnation, the Rising Shield Hero, I think it's called Konosuba, those are all going to go woke. Those are going to be stripped out. They're going to be heavily censored. Sony has basically destroyed all the good faith that they had with consumers. These companies have made their bed in hell. And then the interesting thing is when they start to die off, like Ubisoft is not going to survive 2025 based on what we are seeing. They are going to be broken up, sell off pieces of the company, or the company itself is going to be bought out or just downright collapse. They do not have the money. And it's interesting because what this shows us is that after they start shilling these DEI games that are designed based around the initiatives pushed by these investment companies are not investing infinite amounts of money. So they make these games hoping that they could try to double dip, where their main consumer is the modern audience, is basically pushing this narrative for the investment firms, but then they also want consumers to purchase the games so they can make enough money to survive. What's also happening is that the studios that develop these garbage games, even if they are not the publisher of the games, like I said, they're still being shut down. Like Ubisoft is shutting down the developer of the latest Prince of Persia game, right? And it's because it just didn't make enough money. Even though it was evidently not a terrible game, it just didn't make enough money. So these companies, BioWare, evidently, the developer of Dragon Age: The Veilguard, the people who made the game, there may be firings, like the Concord team, the company that made Concord, their studio got shut down. Like all those people got fired. The developers of Concord that woke slop, they all got fired. And it's been one company after another company that made these terrible games, DEI games, and they're being shut down. So even if they have like a parent company that's like, okay, well, we're gonna finance these games, they're still basically being paid for by BlackRock and State Street and Vanguard. And when they fail, they still end up getting shut down. Like Sony is shutting down studios, their DEI studios. They are shutting down DEI studios that have failed to turn a profit because the games that they made failed, even though Sony themselves are the ones that directed these games, like Ghost of Tsushima. Sony's like, oh, we had no idea that they were going to get rid of Jin and bring in this person who does not identify with a gender. So basically she's non-binary and she hates gamers and all of this other stuff. Oh, Sony's like, we didn't know this was happening. You didn't know that on one of your most popular titles, they had done a gender swap, and you didn't know that this is what was going to come out until the reveal of the game. Sony had no idea, PlayStation had no idea that a first-party title had changed the lead character of the game. No, we didn't know. This is how stupid they think we are, guys. This is the death of the industry. And guys, where we're heading is that where AAA games are die off and they're going to be replaced by AA games, and indie and games from indie developers. And hopefully I see that as a good thing. And with platforms like GOG, we can download our games, back up our games, and have those good old games to hold us over. Buy physical media. I've been buying up tons and tons of games for physical games for the Nintendo Switch, because when hell on earth breaks loose, I will have my games, I will have my crypto, and I will be good, while a lot of you are out there suffering because homelessness is going to be illegal under Trump. People are going to be in tent cities, and you're probably going to be one of them. Those who prepare, those who invest in themselves, those who plan ahead, they'll be okay. But the people who are messing around, who think that this is a game, that life is something to be played with, okay, well then they're going to be suffering. They're going to be starving. They're going to be out there in the streets. They're not going to be able to survive. That's pretty much the end for them. All right? Like, you are the weakest link, goodbye. And that's where a lot of you that a lot of you crypto critics are gonna end up. That's where a lot of you guys who don't want to prep are gonna end up. That's where a lot of you guys who say you don't care are going to end up. It's an extreme level of stupidity that a lot of you are doing right now. There's so many of you who are like talking to me in my comments, and you're talking about the financial hardships you're going through, and yet you're doing literally nothing to improve your situation. You're not trying, guys. Like, this is why Gen X is built different. Gen X is built so freaking different. All right. We were built for the apocalypse. We lived such hard lives that we have to grind hard. The boomers gave us extremely hard lives. They were miserable parents. I had bad parents. Were all boomer parents bad parents? No. The vast majority, like, we're talking about like 99, I'd say 97 to 98%. All right. I'll give them the 2%. All right. I'll give them the 2% that they were like 3 or 2% of the boomers were decent people. And like the 97, 98, they were bad apples. All right. Bad apples. Like, Gen Zers are bad muffins. The boomers are bad apples. And they did absolutely horrible and miserable things to their kids. They were not good parents. They were very, very bad parents. And we suffered. Those of us that grew up during the Gen X generation, all right? Older Gen Xers, Zennials, old millennials, ancient millennials, whatever the hell you want to call them. We suffered being raised by these bastards. And as a result of that, we were built for hard times. So we're out here grinding. We're out here getting that money. We're out here preparing for the hard times that are coming. All right. And we do it with a smile because we have no choice. But there's some of you that I see a level of absolute stupidity. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. You are sitting around doing nothing, saying that you're basically going to be wheeled off to the glue factory. Let me explain this. If you're not physically capable of working, you should be doing everything you can do right now to get on Social Security. Learn the step. I'm just being real. If you're not capable of work, guys, if you think you've missed the boat on Bitcoin, think again. The crypto world is exploding with new opportunities. And while Bitcoin has already made its millionaires, there's still a chance for you to get in early on the next big wave. I've put together an exclusive guide on 4 altcoins that could change the game and change your financial future. These aren't just hype coins. These are real projects with groundbreaking technology and massive upside potential. This is your chance to get in before they hit the mainstream. But listen, crypto isn't just about getting rich, it's about freedom. Freedom from traditional banks, freedom from government-controlled money, and freedom to take back control of your life. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy. When you join the academy, you'll learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, how to buy, sell, and trade the right way, how to spot the coins that can truly take off, and how to use crypto to achieve real economic freedom. And here's the best part. When you subscribe, you'll get a free copy of my Crypto Blueprint. This is packed with valuable tips and strategies to help you get started, and it's yours just for joining. The link is in the description below. Don't wait around and miss another opportunity like Bitcoin. Those who act now will be the ones who win big. So if you're ready to take back control of your finances and start your journey to freedom, join Angry's Crypto Academy today. Let's make it happen. Working. If you're physically messed up, you should be using this. You should just go through the system. Get on Social Security disability. If you have student loans, get those discharged and go from there. All right. If you're in another situation where, well, you will never qualify for that, you should be looking for another alternative. Okay. I created a course for you guys. I actually did create an entire course that teaches you how to survive and thrive using community resources. And you'll be able to find that course actually linked in the Angry Guy Clubhouse. So there's a link to the Angry Guy Clubhouse description of video. You can go over to the Angry Guy Clubhouse and you will find that entire course over in the Angry Guy Clubhouse, which will teach you how to survive and thrive. Yes, how to survive and thrive using without using just basically society enough itself, using community resources, using all the resources available to you without having to work. And because you need to learn how to secure healthcare, you need to learn how to secure food, you need to learn how to use the system to survive, guys. All right. It's stupidity what a lot of you are doing. You need to learn how to build your own business and you build your own brand. That's stuff that I have tons of courses in the Angry Guy Clubhouse, which teaches you how to build a business, how to build a business in 24 hours. We just dropped a brand new drop shipping course for you guys over in the Angry Guy Clubhouse. Okay, we have the Crypto Academy for those who want to learn about crypto, invest in crypto, because that's going to help you to create passive income, intergenerational, intergenerational income. That's going to help you to create lifelong income. That's going to help you to gain freedom. That's an investment in your future. For right now, you need to be building a business. You need to be building a brand. We teach you guys how to do that in the Angry Guy Clubhouse. So there's a link to the Clubhouse description of the video, and I just updated it, so everything's a lot more organized for you guys to easily find the guides, the courses, everything over there. And we're adding different things. Like I said, we just added a drop shipping course for you guys that want that, so you can learn how to get into drop shipping and do that effectively, because that's a very, very important thing. I mean, if you're like drop shipping, guys, you can become millionaires learning how to effectively use drop shipping and build your own business and brand doing that. But we have courses, we have everything over there. There's so many options you can choose from. Lots of resources over in the Clubhouse. So definitely go over to the Angry Guy Clubhouse if you want to learn how to build a business and a brand. If you want to get into cryptocurrency, go over to Angry's Crypto Academy. And if you guys are into games, if you guys like playing video games, then you should go and check out Angry Guys Arcade, because I also talk about how to save lots of money on games, buy games dirt cheap. It's very, very important, guys, how to you can build up an entire library. $20. If you know how to buy your games effectively, you can basically build up a nice library of great games for $20. Okay? You can basically game on a budget, on an extraordinary budget for $20. I'm actually doing tech reviews over there. So different laptops that I've tried out, that I've tested, I'm doing reviews on them now and telling you what you should be buying. So if you want to ball on a budget, you can ball on a budget, save some money, live your best life. I do all the research, basically letting you know how to do this. For example, there's some great laptops out there, gaming laptops, gaming PCs, all of that stuff. And and you can buy them dirt cheap and then just upgrade the RAM yourself. For example, you can get a great gaming laptop. There was a huge deal there was a massive deal recently on the ROG Strix 2024, and there are different configurations. There's some with a 240 hertz QHD display, and it's absolutely beautiful. I actually have that model. There's also another model that has a 1080p, that has an FHD, so full HD. That's a 1080p screen, and it's a great device that has a 4060 GPU on there. Guys, I'm going to teach you all of these things, by the way, in Angry Guys Arcade. We're going to teach you all about PCs, all about CPUs, GPUs, the internal specs, so that you guys can understand this stuff. Because once you understand some of the basics, you can start to figure out, oh, I can buy this device, I can get this. I don't have to be stuck in this ecosystem. Many of you guys worry about, oh, but I don't want the stress of like having to learn, like put up with bugs and troubleshooting and stuff like that. I used to be like that. I'm not gonna lie, and I have a background in computer science. I studied computer science in university. However, I want to tell you something. Things have changed a lot, and a lot of it comes down to the optimization and the hardware that you're using, the manufacturer, a lot of these different factors. And I've learned so much that I can now pass on that knowledge to you so that you can basically begin escaping from the matrix. Because like being a part of these gaming companies, it's the matrix. It is 100% the matrix. These gaming companies are the matrix. They're keeping you locked in, and they do the whole bait and switch thing where they sell you, where you thought you were getting, games that were beautiful characters, beautiful women, and they bait and switch masculine men, and they bait and switch you and give you expensive pieces of trash that you don't even want, that have ugly characters, that are pushing woke agendas, just straight up agendas, and letting you know how much they absolutely despise you and don't like you because of who you are. These are very disgusting and vitriolic titles that are being released by these companies that absolutely hate us. We should not be playing them. We should be not be taking it laying down. This crazy thing about being a PC gamer is the fact that like a lot of the games that are being announced for PlayStation, Xbox, even the Nintendo Switch, these are games that we've had for sometimes a decade. Like we got this game like 10 years ago, and now it's coming to Xbox. Now it's coming to PlayStation. Bro, we got this game years ago. Hell, we got this game on early release. Like Hades 2. This is an early release game. So while everyone else is like playing it, bro, we've had Hades 2 for a minute. It's like that's how it is. And you can save so much money on games. You can buy them from pennies, because not only do you have things like Steam sales or GOG sales, there's also a lot of companies that resell codes. Like right now, I'm actually getting into that process where I'll be able to provide you with deals for your games. You'll be able to get codes directly from me. And if you want Ghost of Tsushima, and you go to the Steam store and you want to purchase it on the Steam store, that's like $69. But if you want to, but in terms of the code, I can sell it to you for maybe $40, right? And still make a profit. And you're going to say, well, Angry, how are you able to do this? The reason why I'm able to do this is because I'm buying the keys in bulk. So I buy the keys in bulk from the companies that make the games, or companies that are associated with the companies that make the games. I buy these keys in bulk, and then I become a reseller. So I might spend a couple $1,000s to acquire like 50 keys or 100 keys. But instead of spending $69 per $70 for each key, I might end up spending $35 or $30, right? And then I resell those keys for maybe $40 or $45, and I make a $10 to $15 profit off each key. Okay? There's a lot of resellers like that. There's a lot of websites out there that resell keys as well. And actually, we have an entire list on the website. We actually have an entire list in the Angry Guys Arcade right now, where you can go and you can find out all of these resellers are. Some of them are in the gray market, so you do have to be careful. Others are official resellers, where they get their keys directly from the companies that make the games. And actually, we cover all of that in Angry Guys Arcade, and we go through all the pros and cons. We tell you which companies you can work with, which companies are official, which companies are more in the gray market area, and it basically brings you into an entirely different perspective. Like I said, guys, you need to decentralize. You need to basically, just like how we're taught as YouTubers now, do not stick to just one platform, because you're basically doing business on another man's land. You don't own anything here. That's the same thing you have to do when it comes to video games. You have to do not be a pony. Do not be an Xbot. Do not do any of this garbage, like thinking that these companies actually care about you. They absolutely don't. They don't give a damn about you at all. You have to basically diversify your gaming portfolio. You have to diversify your entertainment portfolio. You guys should you should have a DVD player. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. You should have a DVD player or a Blu-ray player. Get one cheap, and you should have some DVDs. Like, all right, guys, like right now is a great time to be investing in DVDs. All right, a lot of DVDs are $1 a pop. All right, they're going to be skyrocketing in value. Trust me, in the coming years, because we're going to see a return to physical media as things continue to go downhill. All right, because it's going to become much more difficult to even watch the shows that you enjoy, because the cost of everything is skyrocketing, and then access is going to begin. They're going to start pulling back on access, and now you're going to be like, I wish I could just even watch one thing. All right, and those $1 DVDs in the bargain bin, they're going to be selling for 10, $20. All right. Movies like Chasing Amy, that used to be a bargain bin movie. All right. That's going to be like $35 right now, because what companies are doing is they know that you don't want their woke garbage. So they're charging you taxes now to watch old movies or play old games. Like a lot of companies are now raising the prices for older games because they know you don't want to play their modern audience garbage. Oh, you want to play this old game? Okay, you're going to have to pay a tax to play the old game that where the characters are beautiful, and masculine, and not pushing an agenda. So we're going to charge you a massive tax on that. So this game that was originally selling for like, $3.99 on Steam during Steam sales, and $9.99 or $15.99 usually, that came out 10 years ago or 15 years ago. No, now we're going to sell it for $60 again. All right. So we may or may not remaster it. We're not even gonna remaster it. We're just gonna sell you the same exact game that came out 15 years ago or 17 years ago, almost 20 years ago, for $70, because we can. Because we can. All right, you have no. If you want, that's why I say. So you need to basically start holding on to physical media again. You need to start holding on to start downloading your games. If you like digital, you want to do digital. Download your games from GOG. Purchase your games on GOG. Double dip if you have to. I double dip quite a bit because I like to play my games on Steam. And you can play your games that you purchase on GOG using the Steam launcher. You just basically add them manually, but it kind of takes away from it. And if it's cheap enough, I just double dip a lot of times. But you need to purchase games on GOG. You need to have like some digital games that you've downloaded. My external hard drive just came. My what do you call the damn thing? My 4 terabyte SSD, 4 terabytes external SSD just came. It's the Samsung Shield. So it's basically it's designed for damage, hard times, being put like tossed around. It's military grade, I believe. So like I'm not playing games with my future. I'm not playing games with my future, even though I'm talking about games. So I'm gonna be backing up a lot of my games to this device from GOG, downloading my favorite games, like games that I just have to have. And like for example, like I have access to I have The Witcher 3. I have ironically from CD Projekt Red. I have what else is there? I have that. I forget the name of that game that came out. Cyberpunk 2077. I have that. So all of those games will be getting backed up. A lot of side-scrolling games, like 2D platform games. I have over 300 games on GOG. So I'll be backing up a lot of my favorites to that external SSD, and that's like a backup for me. Like something goes down, I still have access to all of those titles. I can still play all of those titles, and they're offline. They're offline installers, so most of them do not have any multiplayer, which is the way I like it. So there's no surveillance, there's no DRM. No one can watch me playing games. It's absolutely lit. I'm not playing games like, guys. I'm being so serious right now. I'm preparing for Hell on Earth, because it's going to be hell on earth what comes next year. It is not going to be pretty out there, okay? It's going to start. It's already beginning. This whole thing with Luigi and what happened with the United Healthcare CEO, it's just the beginning of the storm, all right? It's been something that's been brewing for a long time. What did Donald Trump said? He said something along the lines of, he will basically be your revenge. He will go and get revenge for you. He will go and get vengeance for the American people. And this is like, and guys, he won by a large margin. People voted for Donald Trump out of revenge. Okay, they want him to go in there and seek revenge against the corporations and against the state that they believe have wronged them. All right. People are sick and tired of it. People are breaking down mentally, financially, economically, socially. People have no friends anymore. No one feels, if life feels like trash right now, like you just live to work and exist and there's nothing there. There's no, it's like the humanity has been stripped out of humanity. So Western society is garbage. The United States is a horrible place to live, which is crazy because when you hear like Canada, Jordan Peterson was saying how miserable Canada is. Like everything is just much more difficult in Canada. He had to flee. Yeah, he fled. Jordan Peterson recently fled Canada. I'm not joking, and relocated to the United States. I believe Michaela may have already been here, but he relocated to the U.S. And now him and his entire family, I guess, is like in the U.S. I don't know if I think he has a son also that we just never really see. But him and Michaela, they're basically just chilling in the US now, and they're like saying how horrible Canada is and everything is just better in the US. US is like crap right now. It's like you feel like you have no freedom in the US, and Jordan's like, "Oh my gosh, it's like a breath of fresh air in the US." I'm like, "What? A breath of fresh air?" And then he starts saying things like even getting a driver's license in Canada is difficult. Even renewing a driver's license. What the hell is going on in Canada? Like, if for things to be that much worse in Canada, I know the real estate is horrible there, but for things to be that much worse in Canada than the U.S., and the U.S. is a nightmare right now, that just says a whole lot about how bad things are in Western countries and how much worse they're going to get. And of course, when they're doing the most evil things absolutely most evil things, they're going to be covering it up, guys. All the evil things that they're going to be doing to society, they are going to cover it up. I'm just shaking my head. Let me ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that can make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now. Oh my gosh. Y'all need to be prepared. You know what's funny? Like even as we're talking, like, I hear my laptop going off in the background because what I set it up is I set it up to download tons and tons of Steam games. I downloaded like 3 terabytes of games and from my Steam library onto my because I upgraded the laptop to 5 terabytes of SSD, and then I added 96 gigabytes of RAM to it, which is unbelievable. It's one of the best deals you can actually get out there. This is why I just did a review on this laptop in Angry Guys Arcade. So if you want to learn more about this laptop, you should go over there because it's one of the few that allows you to have almost 100 gigabytes of space of RAM, and then and also like just massive amounts of space in terms of SSD. You've got 2 slots for your SSD, so that's crazy. 2 slots for RAM, 2 slots for SSD. The upgrade process was not that difficult, and actually I'll probably do like a course teaching you guys how to do upgrades, like the basic steps to do laptop upgrades if you want to, or just upgrades in general on your gaming PCs and gaming laptops, so that you understand the structure of it, the tools that you're going to use. It's not crazy, it's not that difficult. You just have to get a little bit used to it, and once you have the actual tools, then you're gold. And the tools only cost, like, you can get tools for like $5-10, a nice kit. I've got a kit next to my bed right now of the tools that I use to do my upgrades. And what's cool about the tools is that, for example, I have reading glasses, and like the reading glasses that I purchased, they're a great brand, but the problem is that they're designed where the little screw constantly slips out. But what I now do is, like, using my tools, I can just basically screw, like, I just find the right size and I screw them back in, and now I can save. Now I'm saving Jesus, like hundreds of dollars on reading glasses, because these are expensive reading glasses, and now I'm saving like hundreds of dollars on reading glasses because I just basically just fixed the screw. I just fixed the screw myself, and it just feels empowering when you can fix things yourself as a man. I remember I had a friend, and many years ago, and he used to he looked at my car once. He goes, "Angry, why don't you have the tools in your car?" Right? Like, because he's like, why don't you have a set of tools in your trunk? I'm like, why would I have tools in my trunk? I'm not a mechanic. I don't even know how to use them. And he goes, this was the most important thing I ever learned in my entire life. He said, even if you don't know how to use the tools, always have the tools. I couldn't, guys. It's only as an adult now why I'm able to comprehend any of that. All right, guys, as men, this is what separates weak men from stronger men. All right, it's okay to admit that you're weak, but it's terrible to say that you want to remain weak. Okay, as a man, you should always have tools. Even if you don't know how to use these tools, always have the tools available. Always have a tool. Always have a toolkit. Have a tool case. Have your tools in there. Your basic tools in there. If you're guys, always have tools. Always have a variety of different tools. Okay, I'm telling you, as men, always have tools. I'll tell you why. Because even if you don't know how to use them, you'd be shocked when you're in a situation and there's another man around who does know how to use them. And he'll go, "Where's your tools?" It's so messed up when you're dealing with a man and a man says to you, "Oh, where's your tools? Let me fix this right now." Always have tools, all right? Guys, you will learn how to use them. And even if you don't know how to use them, you'll be surprised when there's someone standing next to you and goes, "Where's your tools?" Always have tools available. So it's just really cool having my tools, like being able to, like, I have like tools by my bed now. I literally sleep with tools. It's messed up. I don't know if I'm the only one who does, but like, again, I have a background in computer science. I don't know if I'm the only one who does this. I literally keep a toolkit next to my bed now because I want my tools in reach. So if I need to tweak things, if I want to open something up, or if I want to like break, like, I at least have my basic toolkit next to my bed so I can start working on stuff. It's so powerful where, like, I can, like, if I want to tear down my cell phone, for example, I want to change the glass on it or I want to do something, I have my toolkit next to my bed. It's like you have it in reach. If something breaks, I have my toolkit close by. If I need to, like, go and build something, that's different. But when it's coming to working on electronics, or not even electronics, but other things, like other devices, just having my tools close by, it just makes me feel powerful as a man. It's so powerful. A lot of women will never know the joy. Like, I've seen videos of women who are like, "Oh, I just did all of these things. Like, I built this and this and this." And then, you know what? The truth is, I am miserable. I would have rather the man do this stuff while I stay inside looking cute and chilling. And women are not really designed for this stuff. There are some women who enjoy doing these things, but the average woman does not enjoy doing these things. They would rather have a man that would do these things for them. Okay? But that's going to be one of the consequences a lot of women are basically going to face, because they said, guys, we don't want you, guys, we don't need you, we'd rather have the bear. And now they can't survive anymore. Hyperinflation, all of the hell on earth that's coming, and men are basically saying, no, miss me with that. All right, I told you women were going to say feminism got us everything that we wanted, now let's fight it together, let's fight for one another. Men are responding, no, listen, you're right, you chose the bear, so go hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo. All right, let them pay your bills. And this is what everyone is going to be facing. Everyone is going to be facing extremely hard times. But let me know what you guys think regarding all of this, guys, because it is going to be hell on earth out there. It is going to be a nightmare. And people who don't prepare for this are just going to basically have to find themselves in the streets, in the woods, and that's it. Like, that's really how it's going to be, because they didn't prepare for hard times, they didn't plan ahead for hard times, and now they're going to have to deal with it. If you're ready, and guys, if you're ready to take control of your financial future and break free from the traditional system, check out Angry's Crypto Academy, linked in the description below. Learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, from getting started to mastering advanced strategies that lead to true financial freedom. Don't miss your chance to join a community dedicated to empowering you through crypto. Click the link in the description of the video to check out the academy, and I'll see you inside. Let me know what you think, if you agree that this industry, that this is the death of the industry. The gaming industry is dead. Movie industry is quickly dying. Joker 2 was absolute trash, and it's just like, even the anime industry is going to start to collapse under Sony, because they're going to have a monopoly, and it feels like no one can stop these companies. But don't lose hope. There is hope out there, and we just have to keep on hoping, praying, and using our voices. Guys, I was getting so many views on this platform before I started talking about Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock, and these investment firms that control the money. They started saying, go back to making videos talking about women. All right, when I was making videos, this guy, and I've heard other people say to me, Angry, you're not the only one who's gone through this. All right, as soon as these other content creators in the manosphere stopped talking mostly about women and started talking about the people who control society, the people who are controlling, who are investing in these games, in these media franchises, and pushing DEI and working to spread the woke mind virus, suddenly their views went down. All right, guys, it's the truth, guys. I was literally getting sometimes 100,000 views, more than 100,000 views a day on the platform, over 100,000 views in a single day. And by the way, shout out to the 1 Hour Gang. This is one of the first 1 hour videos in a while. Shout out to the 1 Hour Gang. Shout out to the 1 Hour Gang. I mean, yeah, I was literally getting over 100,000 views at one point, like 150,000 views a day, And as soon as I stopped focusing my attention on women and started focusing on talking about money, who controls our money, who controls our society, who are the people who are actually controlling and pushing these initiatives, and saying that the way that women behave in society is simply a symptom of a greater picture and a greater purpose and a specific agenda, and showing you guys, just telling you, follow the money. In fact, I'll do it for you. These are the people doing it. These are the ones with the money. Now suddenly everything changes. All right, guys, but it is what it is. And I knew, that's why I said, you can, guys, don't think that this is a platform where you're going to build your business. No, your business, this is not your business. Use this platform to build your business. Use these platforms like YouTube to build your business, but do not think that it's your business. All right, because you're doing business on another man's land. You don't own anything on these platforms. It's just like Roberto Blake said, you have to basically not be loyal or be impartial to all of these platforms. Use them to build your business. Use them to build your brand. What am I using this guys? What do I use this platform for? I use this platform to build my business. You've watched me countless times. What am I doing? I am building my business. I am building my brand. Okay, that's what I'm using this for. That's what I'm using Rumble for, guys. Don't forget to go and follow me on Rumble. It is very, very important that you guys follow me on Rumble, because you know what's going on right here, and you know how, and a lot of creators are so foolish. They basically sit around, they don't plan ahead, they don't have an exit strategy, they don't diversify, they don't have their content on multiple platforms. Virtually all of my videos right now are actually over on Rumble. I haven't released them all yet because I'm having an issue with the thumbnails, getting all the thumbnails migrated over, but we moved over pretty much all of the videos to Rumble. and then I'm just working to release the entire catalog over there gradually. But I've already released a ton of videos on Rumble. A lot of the latest videos that we've put on this channel, they're coming out on Rumble right now, and then we're working to catch up so that basically it will be day one where all the videos where like it's like the videos go up at the same time on YouTube and go up at the same time on Rumble. And then my ultimate goal is to basically start releasing my content on Rumble first before I even release it on this platform. Like that's really where it's headed, where I'll be releasing my content first on Rumble and then on this platform, because I'll be prioritizing Rumble first. And it's so crazy because like if you told me 1 year ago that I would basically be getting ready to Rumble, no one would believe you, because many of you guys remember I was crying. Throwing up a total crap storm about Rumble, saying I don't want to go to Rumble. I don't want to go to Rumble. You know, that's where the bad kids are. That's where the Jordan Petersons of the world get sent. I don't want to go to Rumble. That's where the Candace Owens of the world get sent. I don't want to go to Rumble. Why do I have to go to Rumble? I don't want to go to Rumble. And now I'm like, listen, let's get ready to Rumble. Because like I'm tired of the crap. I'm tired of crap, because like, guys, don't forget, I was getting like 150,000 views. I was doing like 2 to 3 million views per month on YouTube. All right. So it was like, I don't want to go to Rumble. Now I'm just sick of the crap. I'm like ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. You know, it's like, I just need to keep on like, go and subscribe to me on Rumble, guys, because you never know what's going to happen on this platform. I'm being real. And you can hear it in my voice. I'm like, yeah, nothing surprises me at this point. I'm just so grateful that I'm smart enough to diversify. You guys can see how much I am diversifying right now. You can see my businesses. You can see the different lines of business that I have right now. Like I told you, I'm becoming a game reseller. So I'm building out my own gaming business as well, where I'm going to be selling digital games. And I'm also working to get into reselling physical games as well. And you'll be able to buy my physical games on platforms like Amazon and Walmart. So basically, I'll be purchasing the games. I'll be purchasing them, acquiring like large amounts. I'm going to be focusing solely on Nintendo Switch games. I don't like PlayStation. I don't want to support them. I don't want to have anything to really do with them, so I don't plan on selling their games, or no one plays Xbox. So so I'm not going to have anything to do with those platforms as far as I'm concerned right now. I don't want to, because I have a large knowledge. It's basically do what you know, like stick with what you know. Let me know what you guys think, if you agree that this is the death of the gaming industry. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.